telling you, I started Gold Coast to Guta with a quick loan of 2,000 Ghana cedis. MTN can check. Global citizen. Osharemo was in town. As at that time, I was with a very popular person in Ghana. Do you know I delivered something to Osharemo? Money is not the physical things that we see. Money is people. So if you ever get a chance to be around people, create that beautiful relationship. Create those good memories. Because most of the times, you need the heart of men. You don't need money. The business that we've always been talking about is just three things: systems, processes, and talent. That's it. That's business. Ghanaian business CEOs, most of the time, are very bossy. You just want to come out, boss this, boss that. Business has never been about products. If you just want to make the 2 cedis, the $1, come on, it's products. But if you want to scale, it's God. I went to Kenya for an exhibition. They didn't allow me to enter Nairobi with my goods. We have 2 shops in Nairobi. We have 1 shop in Kigali. We are in Joburg. We are in Dubai. We are in London, and also we are in Miami. We want to scale up to 1 million USD in the next.
Welcome to today's episode of My Business Story, where real entrepreneurs share the raw, unfiltered journey behind their brands. We explore the moment that shaped their hustle, the challenges they've overcome, and the lessons they are still learning. Whether you are building your own business or just love a good story, you are in the right place. Let's get into it.
My name is Samuel Kumijo, and for my business, I help people from the diaspora reconnect with their heritage through footwear. So I am a shoemaker. The name of my brand is Gold Coast to Guta. So what we do is we design, make and sell African-inspired footwear like shoes, slippers, and ahinema. We've been in business for 3 years. We started on 9th January 2023. So 9 January 2026, we're 3. Okay, it's just 3 things. The first one being, I partly grew up in Labadi, a coastal suburb of Accra, where fishing is more than a livelihood. It is a tradition passed down through generations. But as a kid, I witnessed something heartbreaking. Instead of pulling a net full of fishes, small-scale fishermen in my community were huddling ocean-bound waste, such as plastic bottles, water containers, discarded jeans, and old car ties. That's the first reason. The second reason being, before going to KNUST, someone actually gave me a footwear, and I was just like, oh, the one boy there, Charlie, be shishi and guy. So I want to take it to as an event on campus. So there was this special event on campus by a favorite person of mine. And I was just like, I'll use this particular footwear. On the day of the event, I got to know the footwear was not in good condition. And I was just like, let me just go and repair it and take it to the program. By the time that was done, they were done with the event. So what happened was, the shoe or the footwear that they gave me, it wasn't able to carry me from where I am to where the opportunity is. The opportunity being where the event was being held. So that's the second reason. And the third reason being, growing up as a kid, I quite remember way back in school, we had this guy who wasn't really good in class, and we had an exam. He had 2 over 100. And the teacher said, if you don't level up, you end up being a shoemaker. The boy cried for the whole day. So it was actually these are actually the reasons why I started Gold Coast to Guta. So for my business, it sits in the intersection of sustainability, as in me growing up in Labadi, seeing robbers and other things around the beaches and also in the ocean, craftsmanship, as in just because way back in KNUST, I didn't get a chance to actually be at a favorite destination just because of my bad footwear, and creativity in the sense that we want to actually give school kids the chance to actually explore our space and also our business, so that they can even have hope to become a shoemaker in the next 10 or 15 years. Okay, so in my family, we don't really force a lot of things. So me, when I was a kid, one of the business plans I wanted to do was to become a mate. Because I quite remember when we are going to school, my dad is driving us, we'll be seeing the mate, they beat me. Charlie, these people, they have the freedom. It's just like we are caged. So in my family, my dad will never force you. The only thing that you will tell, anything that you want to do, just get me a degree. And once you get me the degree, you can do anything that you want. So a lot of people have always been saying the challenges that they face in their business is finance. No, it's not finance. To me, it's actually your core people accepting the fact that, oh, Charlie, you want to do this kind of business, we are allowing you to do it. Let's just be realistic. Imagine your dad. I went to KNUST before coming to University of Ghana, of which that one, there are a lot of implications. and you going back to tell your dad, I want to become a shoemaker. Let's just be realistic. Answer me as an African parent. And also you shoemaker, I didn't think one can I'm for one starting them. Yes, but I think me going to university has changed the narrative about the way I do my things. I don't have to voice it out or maybe loud them. But if you have to be in my space, you know, there's actually a thin line between Gold Coast Tokota and all the other brands. I'm not saying they are not doing well, because in Ghana, for you to become a shoemaker, it's just 4 things: get a small table, make 2 pairs of shoes, post it online. The moment someone buys it, automatically you're a shoemaker. But with us, we are a fully fledged business because we are trying to change the narrative. It's not just about us. Gold Coast Tokota is a 50 years project. So it's not like we are in to just sell, make 2 pairs and sell them and make money. No, we are in for the long term. So what if I told you this particular slippers is actually made from 10 sachet rubbers? Okay, so right after graduating from Kenya University, I came to University of Ghana to do my national service. And in Kenya University, we had, it's still operating though. There's this business called ICCAP, whereby they sell fresh yogurt, pastries, milkshakes, smoothies, and all the other things. So right after Kenya University, I had an investor who bought a franchise to operate it in Accra. So I was the one managing it from 2018 to 2022. So post-COVID in 2020, most of the schools were actually shut down. They were just like, well, now we are going there online or the virtual. They were using the virtual platforms. So school was not in existence. So a lot of people were not on campus. So we shaked like our business, and in 2022, we just told ourselves, let's just close it down and concentrate on other things. So after ICCAP in 2022, I started Gold Coast Tokota in 2023. So when I started Gold Coast Tokota, we didn't have a lot of things. I mean tools, equipment, and other things. Because when we started, we didn't even have a sewing machine. And the best place that we can actually sew our stuff it's actually in Cantamanto. So we will just do the cutting and everything here. Then we will take it to Cantamanto to sew. After we're done, we'll break it back and fix it. So 4 months into business, we bought our first sewing machine, and it was actually a milestone for us, because I've always been saying it's about you starting small and dreaming big. So we started small and we dreamed big. That's actually why we are here. To me, I would just say running a business is just like you owning a football team and being a coach. If you have to start, you are the goalkeeper, you are the defender, you are the midfielder, and you are the striker. And also, again, you are the coach. But as the business grows, you have to just eliminate yourself from the pitch to just be the coach. So when I started, I was literally doing everything. I was the one making the shoes. I was the one taking it to Cantamanto to actually do the sewing. I was the one taking pictures, posting it on social media. And mind you, I was even the one doing the deliveries. So I was doing all these things and also managing the business. So now we've grown to a situation whereby we have 15 solid workers and a combined experience of 40 years. Just because if you have to combine all the experiences of all the workers, it's 40. And now I don't do production again. Now I just concentrate on partnership and also collaboration. So that's actually how I see business. And from where we started, as in owning our first sewing machine, to we owning a space in Hacho. Because now Gold Coast Tokota sits in a 6-bedroom space, of which we have administrative office, we have production, we have a very big shop. We even have a space for even our laser. And the laser is actually the game changer for us. Because when I started Gold Coast Tokota, I watched the video from Vusi, and Vusi said, for you to be called an entrepreneur, you should be able to leave your business for like 90 days. So in 2024, I took a trip outside Ghana, and I was just like, I just want to leave my business. Just 16 days. So when I came back, the business was actually on the verge of collapsing. Why? Just because we lacked systems, we lacked processes, and also there were a lot of leakages. So when I came back to Ghana, I was just like, let me just fix these things, because the business that we've always been talking about is just 3 things: systems, processes, and talent. That's it. That's business. The moment you have to get these things right, you are good to go. But now, if you have to ask me where we've got into, there are levels to this entrepreneur thing that we are doing. If you have to start official in class 1, the only thing that you talk about is products. So when we started, we were saying, oh, we've modernized Ahinema. Oh, we sell Ahinema, we go Harvard. Or with the sell way, it gets skincare routine. But now I don't talk about product again. Now I've leveled up to stage 2. And stage 2 is distribution. So distribution in the sense that now you've made the product. How are you getting it to the customers? As it stands now, Gold Coast Tokota, we've done a lot of collaborations and also partnerships. Just in Accra, we have our flagship shop in Hacho. But we have 10 satellite stations in Accra. So if you want to buy Gold Coast Tokota, you don't have to even come to Hacho. You can go to Rage, you can go to Cantonment, you can go to Laboni, you can go to North K, and you get our products. Outside Ghana, we have 2 shops in Nairobi. We have 1 shop in Kigali. We are in Joburg. We are in Dubai. We are in London, and also we are in Miami. That's the stage that we are in now because we are in stage 2. Stage 3 will actually be an ecosystem. Ecosystem is where what we produce, we use it in our business. So 5 years from now, Gold Coast Tokota will transition from just making shoes into cattle farming, whereby we will start our cattle farm in the northern part of Ghana. And whilst we are to produce the hides and the leathers, we use it in our business and also sell some. So that's actually the future dream for Gold Coast Tokota. Okay, some of the challenges will be as in penetrating the African market. Because when I started Gold Coast Tokota, we did a small research. Let me say a small research. The research being, we don't just want to be a Ghanaian brand, we want to be an African-inspired brand. So we are not just going to sell to the Ghanaian market. And if you are to divide Africa into 5 beautiful regions, north, south, east, west, central, it's just east, west, and central. We are truly the Africans. The people in the northern part of Africa, they behave and see things to be European/Asians. The people in the southern part of Africa, they are like Americans. That's how they see themselves. So in 2022, before starting Gold Coast Tokota, I took a trip to South Africa to see how my brand will be perceived by people in different regions in Africa. That was actually what we did. And when I went to South Africa, it was really marvelous. Like, they loved it just because of the Africanism attached to it. So the challenges, I told you we are in different African countries, but it will be market penetration. I went to Kenya for an exhibition and they didn't allow me to enter Nairobi with my goods. So I was in Kenya for 10 days without my goods. So I paid for the exhibition, I paid for flights, I paid for accommodation, I had to cater for food and other things. But the main reason that why I went there, it wasn't achieved, just because they didn't allow me to enter the place with my goods.
Why?
That's Africa for you. Africa, we are not really connected. You might actually be feeling, oh, after, forget, nothing there. Yes, it happened to me. You go to that, when I was in Kenya, when I was in Nairobi, I called the Ghanaian embassy, nothing happened. So they detained my goods for 10 solid days. After the time that I was leaving Nairobi back to Accra, that was when they gave me my goods. Yes. The second one will actually be talents. Talents in the sense that it's a very diabolic topic that I don't really want to talk about, but I'll just amount talents because now most of us want quick money, of which we don't want to do the actual work. So talents has always been one of the reasons. And me, the biggest one was actually my core people accepting the fact that I want to become a shoemaker, because we've been to university. Why should you, if you wanted to be a shoemaker, why didn't you tell us early? Right after SHS, you put you in one of the places in Asafo. But I think me going to school has changed everything, because the way I perceive things, the way we do our stuff, because Gold Coast Tokota is just 3 years old, and by the grace of God, we are really doing well. So way back in Kenya University, I was in Katanga. So Katanga, the people know say we mad, but we normal. So I was in Katanga and also in business school in KSB. So I'm an accounting student. I'm an accountant by profession, but I'm not practicing it. So I quite remember my day offs or days that we don't have lectures, I'll rush to Asafo. I had one man that I've spoken to that he wanted to teach me. So I'll just rush to Asafo, do pa. When we are done, then I'll come back to campus. So I did it for like 2 years. So right after graduating from school, I wasn't even making the shoes. But it dawned on me in 2022 to actually start it, just because of the reasons that I've given it out about sustainability, creativity, and craftsmanship. Yes. So for us, we are doing just 3 things. If you are to employ, we give you a title, so you know. Oh, and the title, we've brutalized the title. So suppose if, let's say, you're a cleaner, you'll not be called a cleaner. You'll be called a sanitation manager. So sanitation, I'm not saying you are just into clean. You are supposed to cater for everything sanitation related. That's your work. Even if I'm to employ a sales person, instead of calling you a salesperson, I'll call you e-commerce specialist. So the brofizing of the title makes them, oh, Charlie, right now, not be small boy, just because of the title being given. That's the first one. The second one is actually KPI. So KPI is actually key performance indicator. So I'll just tell you how does success looks like. So for us to say you are being successful, this is actually how you are supposed to do. Maybe suppose if let's say you are the e-commerce specialist, you are supposed to make 100,000 Ghana cedis in a month. You are supposed to create content. You are supposed to do A, B, C, D, Z. So all these things have been defined for you, your roles and responsibilities. So you know what you're about. It's not like, oh, I have to just wait for my boss to actually come in. And the third one actually being, they being rewarded. It's not just about the salary that you give them. At times it's about you showing appreciation, incentives. Because in my business, there's something that we call Friday rituals. The last Friday of every month, we cook. Not that we go and buy the food, but we cook. Then we eat together. So we eating together, it helps with team bonding. It helps with, supposing if let's say I'm even in a fight or an argument with you, Charlie, we are eating together, so what's so big about it? Let's just forget it. So I think these three key things have helped Gold Coast Toguta. That's actually why we are here. And one of the strategies that I've been using is I staff my weakness. I staff my weakness in the sense that I'm giddy. I'm a Katanga boy, many a day. So my assistant is actually someone who is sober. She doesn't like talking. So what I do is I'll give her all the frustrations. Not all the frustrations in a bad way, but as in all the pressure and everything, I'll give it to her. Like I'll just instruct her to do things. Then she will just liaise it to the workers. So the workers will feel, oh, hey, this assistant there, she's cool. Since she being cool, they also feel the boss is so cool. But what I've done is I've starved my weakness. Me being giddy, I've starved it with a worker. Yes. Not really. And the strategy that I'm using is I'm an all-rounder. I can do literally everything here. But what I'm trying to do is I employ people who know more than me. Because in Ghana, you owning a business, let me just be realistic. Ghanaian business CEOs, most of the time, are very bossy. You just want to come out, boss this, boss that. So what me I've been doing is I employ people who know more than me. I told you I can literally do everything here. But supposing if let's say it's production, I employ someone who knows more than me. So the person coming in, I'm not supposed to tell the person what to do. I'm an accountant by profession, of which I'm not practicing, but I have an accountant in my business. So the accountant knows more than me. The production manager knows more than me. I can make shoes, but he should be able to make more shoes. He should be able to make better shoes more than me. That I can do the accounting system, but the accountant knows more than me because it's a chartered accountant. Supposing if let's say I should employ you to be a social media manager. Maybe me, and when I started a business, I was able to get 10,000 followers. You come in as a social media manager, you should know more than me. So in my business, I'm not the smartest in the room. Because a typical scenario will be, I can use Canva to do my designs, but me employing as a graphic designer, you should know more than me. But there should actually be a situation whereby I know bits and pieces of everything that you are doing. So if you have to do something, I can be like, oh, I don't like this font. This color grading is too much. Exposure and also like dancing some. So me doing all these, I'm not the smartest in my business. And the business, I'm being paid a salary. No, I'm being paid at the end of the month. The accountant will pay me. I'm not the one who writes checks in the business. So me putting all these measures in place, it has really pushed our brand from where we started to we being disciplined and doing the right thing. Yes.
Ghana is home to over 2 million small and medium enterprises, the heartbeat of our economy. But only a few ever break through beyond their neighborhoods, beyond their streets, beyond their cities. That's why my business story exists, to give these everyday businesses the voice, visibility, and platform they need to succeed. If you believe in supporting local dreams and growing African businesses, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's tell their stories together.
So the first one will be God, number 2, God, number 3, God, because business is spiritual. Business has never been about products. If you just want to make the 2 cedis, the $1, come on, it's products. But if you want to scale, it's God. Because you need that divine favor for even customers to come and buy from you. Why will a customer skip maybe someone who sells anima in Accra to come to Achu to buy from Gold Coast Toguta? Me, I'll not attribute it to the schools that I've been to. Because I've heard people say, okay, you've been to university, you did accounting in Kenya University, you did finance in University of Ghana. So now if you are moving, it's just because of maybe the things that you learned in school. But to me, it's God. Because there are different spectrums that if you have to get to, business is not product. The aspect, first is product, stage 2 is legality. How structured your business is. Because supposing if let's say an investor wants to invest in your business, the person will just look, like the way I told you about, I employ people who know more than me. They just want to know the organogram of the business. They just want to know the organizational chart, how the inflows and the outflows. So they are spectrum that it's not about. They are not thinking about your product. They are thinking about how structured or the legality of your business. But on top of it all is God. Yes. So if you're a business person, you are watching me, Charlie, always say a prayer because it has never been easy. Because you get attacked from your people, your core people, even from your workers, even from people that you are doing the same business with. And it can even be from your friends. Hey, Charlie, this boy, he started from nowhere, but now he's all over the place. And yeah, so to me, business is God. The biggest attribute, or the only attribute to my business is God. Okay, I know me saying this, for the TikTok there, people will be wild. I started Gold Coast with a quick loan. MTN can check. MTN, they can just go, I can put my number out. They can just go through it and check. I started Gold Coast with 2,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, someone will say, but you travel to South Africa, you made samples. Yes, but actually starting a business, I started with 2,000 Ghana cedis. And it was actually from Quick Loan. I quite remember vividly. It was a Monday. I took a trip to Kumasi. I bought a filing machine for 1,000 cedis. There's something in Shoemaker that we call last. The last, I couldn't buy the whole set. I bought the universal sizes, and I brought them. And I would just, there was actually that repetition. So to remix more money, I'll buy something. Because if someone is to pay for an ahinema or maybe a slipper, if I'm to go to town, I'll use all the money to actually get materials. That was actually why we've moved from where we started to where we are now. I'm saying this now, I'm not popular. So in the next 10 years, if I'm to say it, no one should come and tell me that, I did lie. I'm telling you, I started Gold Coast Toyota with a quick loan of 2,000 Ghana cedi. MTN can check. Yes. Money day inside is very lucrative, but we are not making money just because of the dream, the African dream. That's actually why we are not making now, because everything that we make, we have to just fix it. We have to put it in a business. That's why now we are asset rich but cash broke as a business. Just because someone will say financially it's not good. Yes, we understand, but I've always been saying this: if you know the end from the beginning, what happens in between doesn't matter. So we know where we want to get to. So if you are making losses now, I've always been saying the most important thing is me actually sorting out our salary and SNIT, all the obligations, and buying materials, keeping up the place. That's it. I'm not in for, as a shareholder of the business, I'm not in for any dividends. We are solar powered, we have a laser machine, we have a lot of sewing machines and all the other things in between. We want to scale up to 1 million USD in the next 10 years. Ever since we started Gold Coast Toyota, we've been robbed twice. So now they came around, they took a lot of things, of which I can't mention it out. They took a lot of things. But by the grace of God, we are still here. That's actually why currently our space, we are not done. We are still renovating the space. We've not put any signage in front of the building. Why? Just because we want to get a security man at the security post before we put all these things in place. But by the grace of God, we are here. We never give up. And no, the signage didn't, as in previously, no. But we just want to put a lot of measures in place before we put the signage out. Because now the house is, the passerbyers, they feel the house is mysterious. They can hear noise from the house, but they don't know what we do inside. But at the right time, I think latest by next week or next 2 weeks, we just put all the signage. We are done with everything. We'll put us in even signage at vintage positions in the vicinity so that people can just trace it to our place. But we just want to do the necessary thing, as in getting someone at post, as in a security man, so that we can just cater for all the thefts and also all the robbery if it's to happen again. Marketing, because making a product is the easiest part of the process. Now selling it to people, because now the Ahinema business is saturated in the sense that there are a lot of people doing it. So how are you going to stand out? Yes, so it will definitely be marketing. So my first customer was my mom. She bought it for a friend because after I had a thorough discussion with my family people that I want to be a shoemaker, she was just like, I want to sow a seed in your business. So my mom was my first customer. It actually depends. Supposing, let's say, you are to get family and friends who are ever ready to support you, so be it. If not, life still goes on, because personally I feel strangers will support you more than family. Yes, because with me, I was privileged enough to have my people supporting me. I can't remember even last year, I was really broke and I called my mom like, oh, Charlie, I want to do this. So she was just like, okay, just come. Yes. As a grown up, me staying in Accra, do you know my mom even sends me food, like as in food stuff every month. It's actually one of the supports. So it's, I would just say, strangers will support you more than family and friends, but don't pay attention to it if your family and friends are not doing it, because the most important thing is you reaching your goal, irrespective of the person that comes your way. So be it. Okay, so in a month, we're able to sell like 200 pairs of, on the average, like 200 pairs of footwear. Yes. Okay, so the first one will actually be online commerce, where we sell through our websites and also our various social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even LinkedIn. And the second medium will be boost on the ground. So boost on the ground is everything apart from the online. So we do a lot of exhibition, we go for a lot of trade fairs. I've been to an exhibition even in Dubai. I've been to an exhibition in Kenya. I told you about that. They kept my stuff here. I've been to Abidjan, I've been to Lagos, I've been to an exhibition in South Africa. So apart from that, that's actually how we go about it. And if you had to ask me how we reach our customers, word of mouth and also referrals. So 60% of our customers are actually from referrals, and we have like 30% returning customers. So the 10% is just like, oh, I heard about Gold Coast on social media and I went for an event. Yes. So that's actually the numbers. Bill Gates once said, and I quote, if your business is not on the internet, you're out of business. So your business should be on the internet. Now we've grown to a situation whereby there's a thin line between social media and content media. So Instagram is social media, TikTok is content media. So TikTok, if you had to double check, the people who normally post the videos, they get more engagement, like more than people who post pictures. But pictures is actually for Instagram. Yes. So TikTok has actually played a very crucial role in our business, because in 2024, we introduced a collection called Primana Hinema. And Charlie, that was actually when we went viral. Yeah. Yes, we actually made a lot of money in 2024. As at that time, I told you we plow everything back into the business. After sorting out all the necessary things, we take everything back into the business. Yes. Yes, so I told you now we've gone to a situation whereby we are in stage 2, of which we do distribution. All the countries that I mentioned are all the cities: Kigali, Nairobi, Joburg, Dubai, London, US, Miami, Abidjan, Lagos. We don't have a physical shop. So supposing, let's say you are a business person and you have a concept shop of which you accept African goods, we have a conversation with you, and through that conversation we just tell you that, oh, Charlie, we do this in Ghana. It's actually part of Africanism. We want to ship some to you, you sell, we split the profits. So that's partnership for you. And I'm actually a beneficiary of Orange Corners. So I went through the accelerator program. It wasn't just about the money. It was actually about the technical support. It was about the mentorship. I was part of GCIC, and currently I'm part of AVI. AVI is actually an accelerator program by Ashesi University. So Ashesi Venture Incubator. I'm actually part of them, yes. So I've benefited from all these things because I've had some of the best coaches in Ghana. Some of the best coaches. That's actually why Gold Coast Toyota we are like this. So it wasn't just that's actually why I've always been saying it's just God. But at times you need that divine favor to even be in. There can be a situation whereby you qualify, but Charlie, he's being selected by people. So you need that divine favor to even be in most of these accelerator programs, yes. One of the things entrepreneurship has taught me is money is not the physical things that we see. Money is people. So if you ever get a chance to be around people, create that beautiful relationship, create those good memories. Because most of the times you need the heart of men. You don't need money. Because by the grace of God, Gold Coast Tukuta's name has been mentioned in places that we actually, on a normal day, we can't even go there, right? Let me give you a typical story. The space that we are in currently belongs to my former employer. Because when I started working for him, there was a time that my dad actually told me he has found a job for me, of which they'll pay me 3,000 Ghana cedis, in and around Rich. But I accepted to work with my former employer just because of the job that he was doing, and I felt I can actually learn a lot from him. And that's at that time I was being paid 1,000 cedis, but did I have a problem with it? No, because for me, money wasn't the end goal. Right after uni, I just wanted to learn. Right after uni, I told myself I'm giving myself 10 years to work for people. I'm still working for people, and now I'm not thinking about the money. Me working for people, I've gone to school, I've done a lot of things, I've even established my own business, but I'm still working for people. Currently, the person I'm working for is even paying me 500 Ghana cedis, and I don't even care. Because I'm not in for the money, I'm just in for the exposure. I quite remember in 2022, when we did Global Citizen, Osharemo was in town. As at that time, I was with a very popular person in Ghana. Do you know I delivered something to Osharemo? Let's just be realistic, someone from the village. How? Someone from the village, how can I deliver something to an international superstar? It's just because of that beautiful relationship or that cordial relationship that I had with my employers. So if you had to ask me what has made Gold Coast Tukuta what we are today, it's just beautiful relationship. Beautiful relationship with my suppliers, beautiful relationship with my customers, beautiful relationship with the people around me, and even with my workers. Because in business, there are two types of customers. We have the internal customers and we have the external customers. The internal customers being your workers or your employers, your employees. Because if they are not in that good position to actually sell your brand, who is going to do it? The job cannot be done by just you. And we have the external workers. The external workers being the people who buy from you. So if you ever get a chance to be around people, treat them well. There's an adage in Chi, and I quote, "Uyo be and also the." I quite remember when we were doing the IC captain, I told myself just one thing, because my boss wasn't around. He's in overseas and the business was in Ghana. Growing up, I heard people say, "Oh, maybe be a business or Ghana. Medija will be no maybe a business nego." So I told myself, say, "Mitikra me the budget," and it translates to, "I'll just do everything humanly possible for the business to survive." I quite remember working for my boss. There were many times I have to wake up around. We did a lot of events, and for setups and everything, we have to wake up around 3 a.m. and I was doing it. Why? Just because I felt I had that notion that the business belongs to me, not my employer. Because worst case scenario, that was actually what was putting food on my table. So I did everything that I could do at that time to make it possible. But unfortunately, COVID came in and we have to close down. So if you are working for people, just build that beautiful relationship. Beautiful relationship is everything. Just because of the things that I did, waking up early, having the business at heart. Now the business is no more, but in my business, that's actually what I'm doing differently. So there are many times that I go to Kantamanto around 4 a.m. just to source for materials. So if you are my worker and you are with me and I'm to tell you, let's go to Kantamanto around 6 a.m., I don't think you complain, because you've been an employer. The employees are watching you. They just want to see the zeal, the effort that you put in the business. If you are doing, oh, maybe I want to boss around, I want to come around and cross my legs, they also cross their legs. But if you have to put in the effort, they'll also be there for you. For me, this is actually my little advice to people who are still in university or fresh graduates. Right after national service, I worked for someone. It was very stressful. I had to wake up early and close late, do all the menial jobs. And also, it was even way below my pay grade. But after looking back after 5 years, I think it was one of the best decisions that I ever made, because now all the things that I learned under him, I'm practicing it in my business. That's what has exponentially moved my business from where we started from to where we've got into. So if you ever get a chance to work for someone, don't always just pay attention to the pay. It's about, just look at it as a learning curve where you are in to learn, you are in to be mentored, you are in to have that all that exposure. So if you ever get a chance to work for someone, Just give your all. And I know the Almighty God will also bless you. Managing talent has been one of the most challenging things that I had to deal with as a business owner in Ghana, because at some point there was pilfering and also leakages in my business, and I have to just let the person go. Okay. Oh, I felt very bad just because he was one of my loyal people, but they always say it's just people around you who can hurt you the most. It happened, and that's actually my deal breaker in business. Me, I wouldn't mind you doing anything, but the moment that is to come in, like, I can't take it anymore. So when it happened, I have to just let him go. If you want something from your boss, just tell him, because there can even be a situation whereby the person is not even, your boss, your employer is not in need of that thing. So in my business now, there's actually a policy that anything that you see here is not for you, even including the pin. It's not for you. It's also not for the employer, it's for the business. So if you want it, just tell the business, oh, I want this, I want that, because it's really good to tell them rather than you taking it away from them. So if there's a shoemaker, a mate, or maybe someone who's into a simple business watching me, I'll just say there's success in complexity. In the sense that we've gone to a situation whereby if you have to buy from us, you can write your name in the footwear. Now, if you have to look at our space, it's a concept shop. So you don't just say Gold Coast Tokuta stuff. You can get bags, you can get chocolates, you can get creams, you can get a lot of things, even drinks in my space. So the more complex your business is, someone cannot imitate it. So that's actually what we've been doing for the past 3 years, because we've grown to understand that when we started Gold Coast Tokuta, we wanted to sell to everyone. After 3 years, no, we are not trying to sell to everyone. We have our target markets. So we have something that we call customer persona. So if you have to reach out to us, you have to fall within those categories of our target market or the customer persona before we sell to you. Now, Gold Coast Tokuta is a niche. We are not trying to sell to everyone. We are trying to sell to a particular group of people. Because when we started, now we have the name, we have the visibility, we have the engagement, but now we are in to make money. Okay, so I'm saying this just because in business there's something that we call the 1,000 days rule, and 1,000 days is plus or minus 3 years, no matter how you take it. So for the first 3 years, it's just like when an aeroplane is moving, it taxis around before it takes off. So for the 3 years, it's about you taxing around. So now we're about to take off. Taking off means we need a lot of pressure. And if you have to start a business, for you to really make good money for the long term, you start, for the first 3 years, you make losses. Why? Just because for Gold Coast Tokuta, we've plowed back everything into the business. That's actually why within the space of 3 years, we have this. Because there are people who started before us, but by the grace of God, Gold Coast Tokuta is here, right? So we've plowed back everything into the business. So we've made losses for the first 3 years, losses. For the next 2 years, based on our financial projections, we will break even. After the 5th year, that's actually when we start making money. But how many people can actually stand this test of time? For the first 5 years, starting his brand, is not going to make anything from it. That's actually why business is not for everyone. Because, Charlie, the hat, you have to get a hat. My name is Samuel Kumi Jau, and I'm the creative lead of Gold Coast Tokuta. We are located in Hacho, and our contact is 025 753 4297. 025 753 4297. This is my business story.
Thanks for watching today's episode of My Business Story. If this inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone chasing their own dream. Subscribe for more real stories from entrepreneurs across Ghana and beyond, because every business has a story and yours could be next. See you in the next one.